Hare Krishna everyone. My name is Rohini Chandradas. I'm starting a new series where I'll be reading from Śrīla Prabhupāda Līlāmṛta every single day, just 10 minutes of nectar. Prabhupada's life is full of inspiration, as we all know. So, reading even a few minutes daily can bring us closer to his mood of devotion. I wanted to share that journey with all of you. Every morning, I'll upload a short 10 minutes reading. You can listen while getting ready, doing seva, or just to start your day with Prabhupada's mercy. So, join me daily for Līlāmṛta moments. Don't forget to subscribe and keep your heart open for these beautiful pastimes. Hare Krishna. Reading from Śrīla Prabhupāda Līlāmṛta, Volume 1, Chapter 1, Childhood. It was Janmashtami, the annual celebration for the advent of Lord Krishna, some 5,000 years ago before. Residents of Calcutta, mostly Bengalis and other Indians, but also many Muslims and even some British, were observing the festive day, moving here and there through the city's street to visit the temples of Lord Krishna. Devout Vaishnavas fasting until midnight, chanting Hare Krishna, and heard about the birth and the activities of Lord Krishna from Srimad Bhagavatam. They continued fasting, chanting, and worshipping throughout the night. The next day, September 1st, 1896, in a little house in the Tollygunj suburb of Calcutta, a male child was born. Since he was born on Nandotsav, the day Krishna's father Nanda Maharaj had observed a festival in honor of Krishna's birth. The boy's uncle called him Nandulal. But his father Gaur Mohan Dey and his mother Rajni named him Abhay Charan, one who is fearless, having taken shelter of Lord Krishna's lotus feet. In accordance with Bengali tradition, the mother had gone to the home of her parents for the delivery, and so it was that on that bank of the Adi Ganga, a few miles from his father's home, in a small two-room mud-walled house with a tiled roof, underneath a jackfruit tree, Abhay Charan was born. A few days later, Abhay returned with his parents to their home at 151 Harrison Road. An astrologer did a horoscope for the child, and the family was made jubilant by the auspicious reading. The astrologer made a specific prediction. When this child reached the age of 70, he would cross the ocean, become a great exponent of religion, and open 108 temples. Abhay Charan Dey was born into an India dominated by Victorian imperialism. Calcutta was the capital of India, the seat of Viceroy, the Earl of Elgin and Kincardine, and the second city of the British Empire. Europeans and Indians lived separately, although in business and education they intermingled. The British lived mostly in central Calcutta, amidst their own theatres, racetracks, cricket fields, and fine European buildings. The Indians lived more in North Calcutta. Here, the men dressed in dhotis and women in saris, and while remaining loyal to the British Crown, followed their traditional religion and culture. Abhay's home at 151 Harrison Road was in the Indian section of North Calcutta. Abhay's father, Gaur Mohan Dey, was a cloth merchant of moderate income and belonging to an aristocratic Suvarnavanik merchant community. He was related, however, to the wealthy Mulik family, which for hundreds of years had traded in gold and salt with the British. Originally, the Muliks had been members of the Dey family, a Gotra, that means lineage, that tracks back to the ancient sage Gautama. But during the Mughal period of pre-British India, a Muslim ruler had conferred that title Mulik on a wealth influential branch of the Deys. Then several generations later, a daughter of the Deys had married into the Mulik family, and the two families had remained close ever since. An entire block of properties on other side of the Harrison Road belonged to the Loknath Mulik, and Gaur Mohande and his family lived in a few rooms of a three-story building within the Mulik properties. Across the street from this residence as the Radha Govind temple, where for past 150 years the Muliks had maintained worship of the deity of Radha and Krishna. Various shops on the Milik properties provided income for the deities and for the priests conducting the worship. Every morning, before breakfast, the Mulik family member would visit the temple to see the deity of Radha Krishna. They would offer cooked rice, kachoris, and vegetables on a large platter, and would then distribute the prasadam to the deities' morning visitors from the neighborhood. Among the daily visitors was Abhay Charan, accompanying his mother, father, or servant. Śrīla Prabhupāda says, I used to ride on the same perambulator with Siddheshwar Mulik. He used to call me Moti, which means pearl, and his nickname was Subidhi. And the servant pushed us together. If one day this friend did not see me, he would become mad. He would not go in the perambulator without me. We would not separate even for a moment. As the servant pushed the baby carriage into the wide expansion of Harrison Road, timing his crossings between the bicycles and horse-drawn hackneys, the two children in the pram gazed up at the fair sky and tall trees across the road. Sounds and sights of the hackneys with their large wheels spinning over the road caught the fascinated attention of the two children. The servant steered the carriage towards the arched gateway within the red sandstone wall bordering the Radha Govind Mandir. And as Abhay and his friend rode underneath the ornate metal arch and into the courtyard, they saw high above them two stone lions, the herald and protector of the temple compound, their right paws extended. In the courtyard was a regular drive. In a courtyard was a circular drive, and on the oval lawn was lamp post with gas lights, and a statue of a young woman in robes. Sharply chirping sparrows flitted in the shrubs and trees or hopped across the grass, pausing to peck the ground while choruses of pigeons cooed, sometimes abruptly flapping their wings overhead. Sailing off to another perch or descending to the courtyard, voices chattered as the Bengalis moved to and fro. Dressed in the simple cotton saris and white dhotis, someone paused by the carriage to amuse the gold-skinned boys. With their shining dark eyes, but mostly people were passing by quickly, going into the temple. The heavy double doors leading into the inner courtyard were open, and the servant eased the carriage wheel down a foot-deep step and proceeded through the foyer. Then down another step and into the bright sunlight of the main courtyard. There they faced a stone statue of Garuda, perched on the 4-foot column, the carrier of Vishnu Garuda, half man and half bird, kneeled on one knee, his hands folded prayerfully, his eagle's beak strong and his wing poised behind him. The carriage moved ahead past two servants sweeping and washing the stone courtyard. It was just few paces across the courtyard of the temple. The temple area itself, opened like a pavilion, was raised a platform with a stone roof supported by stout pillars 15 feet tall. At the left end of the temple pavilion stood a crowd of worshippers, viewing the deities on the altar. The servant pushed the carriage closer, lifted the two boys out, and then, holding their hands, escorted them reverentially before the deities. Hare Krishna. So that was for today. We are seeing Prabhupada's childhood. Hope you continue the series and we'll meet in the next episode. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Krishna.